language do you speak when you say hello to a cloud out loud? Can you read the rain on my face in a world of lies that blind?
On this episode, we feature a talented musician. He is using music to uplift and enlighten people spiritually. His recent EP, The Language of Clouds, has received critical acclaim. His music has been streamed over 12 million times. His spiritual life journey is an inspiration behind his music. I'd like to welcome Scott Howard to the show. How you doing, Scott? Good, man. Good. It's nice to finally catch up with you and get you on the show.
Definitely. These are interesting times we're living in, so it's always good to meet people from out of state.
Yes, they are interesting times, as we were talking a little off air.
I had shot I just finished my concert film. It's called World Ascension Tour, A Light World's Journey. It's a long title, live at Village Studios. I did it in California. And at the end of the film, I rented an RV and I drove from LA to Chicago. And I did it on purpose because I wanted people to know that they can't give in to fear, that they must, get out. And so I literally, it's in the movie, the part of the excursion. And on the trip, I drove through Utah, which is got to be the most amazing world in itself. And one evening, I came out at about 11:30 at night, and I saw the blue kachina. And I think I gave you a picture of it there. So if when you can show it when you like. It's going to be in my ebook, The Language of Clouds. It's coming out in a couple of weeks. But it's important to get out to other states. Let's put it that way. That's where the mind, the stream of consciousness went to. There is that,
right.
It's very important to get out. Don't be afraid. That's what they want. They want you to be afraid. So driving in that RV was the most, talk about freedom. It was amazing just to see I don't know if they were rock formations because they looked like cities. And I think they probably were cities 100,000 years ago. But in Utah, it was it was in Escalante, Utah, where I saw the blue kachina. And it was it was like 11:30 at night, and it was like a blue, like the color of this.
That is crazy.
Yeah, it was at 10 o'clock of the moon. The moon was full, and there was this blue thing in the sky like this, right there. And I thank God I caught my camera and I caught the video, and I got it for the film. But so anyway, it's important to get out of your state. Let's put it that way.
Right.
And that's in many different ways. Get out of your mind state. Get out of your your state.
No doubt.
Words are spells.
So, checking out your music, I do want to dive into your music a little bit, but I've got a few questions. But your music, I listen to it, and you don't really I listen to a lot of music, man. So I was trying to think of maybe what you kind of remind me of, and I'm not sure there's an artist out there that I've come across that you really remind me of. I think you got a little bit of a Santana vibe going, but it's not quite Santana. What would you compare your music to as a music artist? I mean, what are you similar to?
It's a new genre of music. That's the first thing I have to say is that about 4 years ago, I went through an awakening where Source felt it was time to take the training wheels off or blinders off my consciousness, and I was shown beyond the veil. And in doing that, I was placed on the path of bringing a new genre of music from Source in 432 to the world, because it helps raise the frequency or the consciousness of the listener or the audience. At the same time, the content of the music, the lyrics of the music, also are true. I write prophetically, so things I write 10 years ago are happening now. Awaken, as a matter of fact, is one of those songs I wrote, and I knew, I don't know where it came from. I just knew I had to write that song, and I've been writing a bunch of new songs now. As a matter of fact, you can go on my YouTube channel, Scott Howard, and you can see a couple of drafts. Normally I would play with my band, but my band's in LA right now, and I'm here in Florida. For some reason, I felt I had to be here on December 20th. I knew I had to be here on the 20th because on the 25th, I took photos because my ebook is coming out, and I knew for some reason I had to be here. And on the 25th, 5 days from the 20th, portals opened up in the skies around here, and I have photos of that. It's going to be in the ebook. So at the same day that happened, the Schumann residence went to 500. And normally the residence is about, 8 something, 11 maybe, max. This thing ran to 500, which meant something happened in the, consciousness stream of the world, whatever it was. And sure enough, and I didn't even know it went to 500. I found it out afterwards. I was listening to, I think, Rex from Leap Project or something like that, Leap Project, and he said, my God, this, the Schumann residence for the 500. I go, I knew it. I knew something had changed in it. For some reason, after that 4-year period there, I get messages. I met, I guess, an angel, and he flew out of the sky. That's the name of my next album. It's called Angel Numbers, and now I see angel numbers all the time. I mean, all the time. And so it's pretty hard when you have angels in your room, when you're having sex, because it's really hard to have sex when you have an angel, holding up numbers 2. But it's true though. It's a shame that you have people in your room. You have spirits everywhere. They are everywhere now. I've got photographs which I sent you of spirits in my home. In the skies. They're just everywhere. And so, in any case, what was the question?
What led you to become enlightened? You said you were enlightened about 5 years ago. What were the events?
Well, it started with a photograph. I bought a camera, and the camera was a Nikon P900. And every time when the YouTube was different, every time someone saw the paranormal, they always said they had a Nikon P900 camera. It's the strangest thing. So I didn't know this. I bought the camera and I started taking pictures of everything because it was a self-focusing lens, and it went up to 2,400 times. So it was crazy lens. I mean, you can literally catch the Saturn's rings with this camera, literally. Jupiter's and its moons and so on. So I'm taking pictures, and after a while, I'm taking pictures of the sky and other areas, and I'm noticing what I'm seeing through the camera is not matching up to what I'm seeing with my visual eye. So I'd go like this, and then I'd go like this, and I'd say, something's not matching here. It's not making sense. So for whatever reason, whenever I touch a camera, strange things happen. And I sent you some shots. Actually, I sent you a shot specifically. One is of a parallel reality. It's a shot of 4 people, and literally there's like 27 people in the photo, because there's one person, but there's one when she's younger, when she's older, when she's taller, when she's smaller, when she's fat, when she's skinny. I mean, it's the strangest freaking thing. When she's wearing a dress, it's crazy. So whenever I touch the camera,
Oh yeah, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it right now. Yeah. I see what you're saying. Whoa, that is strange. That is a strange
she's
picture.
a little chubby in her face when she's younger, and she's thinner when she's older, and you can see the dresses.
What the
different.
hell?
Yeah, and you can see behind her she's taller, and you're seeing they start seeing the shadows of them. But
Wow.
it's wild. The tall gentleman, and he's white in one thing, he's black in another thing. It's the most amazing thing. One guy is small, he's tall. It's crazy. So whenever I touch a camera, strange things happen, and for whatever reason, I've been led on a path. A path to learning. And 4 or 5 years ago, I realized things were not. I was not in Kansas anymore, and I took a shot. It was a dark night. There was no moon in the sky. It was my balcony. It faces the ocean, and a woman showed up in the photo. She was etheric. She was like a smoky woman, but you could see her definitely. And she had a crown on her head. And I said, okay. And next to her, I didn't notice, but there was a thin man, like a tall. Remember that? There was a movie in the 80s about this thin man with a
Yeah, I think it was a Stephen King book.
cemetery or a funeral home or something.
Yeah.
That's the guy in the picture. I said, oh, great. I don't know what's going on here. That was the beginning. And then the next day, they came. I had a armada of ships fly over my home. And I said, please don't stop here. Like you always dream for the day that they come and you see them. And they finally came, and I said, oh, great. I said, okay, just keep going. And they stopped above my home, and they planted themselves. And I sent you a picture of the base. It's actually, you can see it. It's in the clouds that goes down in sections.
When you
And
say they, are you referring to like a UFO encounter?
oh yeah, major UFO, major, major, major. So, and that night they came in through the walls. They visited, and
Wow.
I had small ones, tall ones, and then she came through the wall. She was like 9 feet tall, and that's when it began. Then the next day, I had the camera up on the sun, and three beings stood up in the sun. And I said, okay. I says, if I call my wife in here, you're going to sit down, right? You're going to make me look like an idiot. So I kept on talking to myself. Should I call her in? Should I not call her in? If I call her in, they're not going to. They'll sit down. I'll look stupid. And but I had it on video. Thank God I had the camera on, and I had it on video. And I finally called her in, and of course it was over. And I tried to show it to her on the camera. It wasn't there. I said, great. Okay, I'm officially going crazy. But I had iMovie. So it allowed me to download it onto iMovie, and I went screen by screen by screen by, and there it was. And then, for whatever reason, I saw how they did it. That's what scared me more than me seeing that, because it was the Truman Show. I saw them walk up steps. I saw them put a green screen suit on. I saw them scrunch down in front of some type of sun. And I saw them stand up. I said, oh my God, they have control over my reality. And do you remember that movie, Midnight Special?
Yeah.
It's about a young kid, about, I don't know, 10 years old. He's got these special powers, and he's got to go to, of all places, South Florida, to the portals are opening up, of course, and all these synchronicities. And this boy he's able to see things that other people can't see. In any case, that's pretty much what I saw it. That's exactly. Someone has control over what we see. It's like the Twilight Zone. We have control over your vertical, your horizontal, your whatever it is, and they do.
So it's like a matrix or
Oh
a
yeah,
fictitious reality, which is kind of what I'm starting to lead to believe
that's
after
what it
talking
is.
to so many people.
And I
So do you,
sent you photographs of that. I
now
sent you
the
photographs of the holographic clouds. It's all there. I sent it to you, and it's all going to be in my ebook. And it talks about my 5-year awakening, and so it took me. And then a year later, my son was taken, and he was 29.
sorry to
And
hear that.
his social security number was my phone number as a kid.
Whoa.
It's impossible, literally impossible. But his social security, his social security was my phone number. So I said, okay, something's not right here. I mean, it doesn't make sense. And the night he passed, or the night he was taken, because I say he was taken, I was taking photos at night, and I was using my iPhone camera, and I had it on, just photos at night, and all of a sudden, the picture became animated, and someone started talking on the camera, and the cloud became animated. It was going like this, up and down, and I heard one word: pray, 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 pray. And I got on my hands and knees, and I said, please save my son. And sure enough, an hour later, I got a phone call that he was gone. So I knew something wasn't right. A complete, paranormal event. And so, in any case, that was just part of the story.
That's interesting. And these aliens are they the ones that you believe like enlightened you or gave you because you said it happened directly after they came and visited you, correct?
I don't know if it's them. I just
Right.
know that they or whatever they are is part of the learning process for all. From what I see and based on my photos that I didn't send you, I feel we're in a prison. You know, we're in a prison, planet Earth, which is actually one of my songs I wrote called "Timelines in Our Mind," and it's this is the last prison planet in the galaxy. And this is what's going on right now. We are the last prison planet everywhere, and that's why the sky literally, if it showed themselves, the skies would be black. I truly believe that everything here is a hologram. About 4 years ago, I saw these huge, huge rectangular screens move into the sky, and they literally like filled up the sky. And I truly believe that everything we see is a hologram, and it's all from screens. And I every time you go into YouTube, there's a woman there that she's always showing stuff in Alaska and whatever, and all these planets are up there. We don't see them. You see them once in a while. And it's because it gets through, whatever veil or screen that allows us. I go outside here at night, and I'll take my guitar out and I'll start playing, and I'll take pictures. And the watchers, everyone talks about the watchers, and they are out there. Oh, every day, every night, they're always there. And those of the sky, and I sent you a picture of some watchers just now, but the one I caught was a young person or a family like this, just sitting like this, listening to me play guitar. It's like the hand was on here like this, and they were like this, up in the sky, listening to me play my music. So either I was putting them to sleep, and it wasn't that good, or or they were enjoying it. So whenever I play my music, it's interesting. Whenever I play my music, the clouds will literally disattach from each other, and they'll come to me. And I think it was like 2 mornings ago, I got up around 5:30 because I like to sun eat. Are you familiar with sun eating?
No, what's that?
Sun eating is when you get up at about sun up, and there's a certain time of the day where the sun is right, at the the line.
Horizon.
You literally look at the sun for about an hour, half an hour, and you watch it straight on, and it literally detoxifies your third eye, and it feeds, it clears up your brain and everything, and it rebalances everything. So I was waiting for that to happen, but the clouds were way back in the ocean, and all of a sudden, one of them disattached because I feel that the berms out there are spaceports, in a higher frequency, and one of them disattached like a ship, and it came to me, and it flew by me like this, and it had said something on it. I took photos of it, and then another one disattached, and it came, and then another one disattached, and it came. So there is an intelligence. So whether it's an AI or it's their, aliens or family, sky family, because they don't like to be called aliens.
Mm-hmm.
And, I can tell you for a fact that, 4 years ago, a cloud pulled up to me and a ladder came down.
Whoa.
Yeah. So I've been through interesting times. Like I said, I get angel numbers all the time, and we are all marked. We all have marks on our foreheads, on our arms, on our chest. You want to call them a tattoo? You can call it a tattoo. But we are all marked, whether it's 8s. This is actually a line of clothing that I have. It's called Ascension 432 Wear, and the symbols on here are a protection symbol. It's an ancient protection symbol, and I put crystals on the clothing. It's either moldavite for ascension, creativity. It's the highest frequency stone crystal out there. I put the quartz crystal on it, and I put shunite against EMF, and so I put it on the clothing. So,
Mm-hmm.
and I have T-shirts and things like that too, and it's got the same design on the chest area, like Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, actually, it's right here behind me, right there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so
Nice.
It's pretty cool. And so that's the
What gave you the idea to do clothing?
I don't know. I just knew that I wanted to be protected, and I know when we're
It's, a- it's a nice
meditating
looking
or
shirt.
when we're doing yoga or whatever, and I put it in the specifically in the chakra areas. So you got to put it in the solar plex area here to protect the solar plex. You got to put it in your heart area. You want to protect the heart. Obviously, you want to protect the head, and you know, so it's you could do yoga mats or whatever. But it's a cool, it's a cool item, and I was going to do it for myself, and I just felt that it was time. I don't know why. I just went through a creative spurt there. But and then again, I made the albums. Ascended Man was one of my first. Actually, my first album was this one over here, which is The Secret of Time, and that was one of my first albums. But then after that came Ascended Man, and then we have The Language of Clouds, which is actually the name of my ebook, and everything's in 432, and the 432 frequency raises helps raise the frequency of the listener. Everything right now is in 440. So, you and I are talking on 440 right now. All TVs at 440. All radios at 440, which is designed to keep you in a lower density frequency. So, Tesla knew this, and that's why he was so much into frequency. Everything is frequency.
Hmm.
So I knew this, and it became quite clear when I was seeing my visitation. When these beings came through the wall that night, my wife didn't see it. So I saw it, but she didn't. And why? Is because we are transmitters, we are receivers. And if I am at a different frequency than the person next to me, or let's say I'm listening to AM radio, 1010 news, and the
Right.
person next to me is listening to, 740 FM, we're both going to hear two different songs or,
Right.
news and music. It's the same thing with us now. So we have to raise our frequency so we can see and be a part of a higher frequency world, reality. And Mother Earth is raising her frequency, and we're like fleas in a dog. And if we don't raise our frequency, the dog is going to shake us off with earthquakes and
Mm.
hurricanes and so on. And unfortunately, powers that be out there, they have control over the weather. But so we have to raise our frequency to get out of this reality. You know what I'm saying? So it's really up to us.
Hmm.
We are the aliens. We are people that came here millions of years ago, and we were the gods, and we are the gods. We were. You can even call us angels. And when we came here, we went through the birthing process, and that's a very traumatic process, and it wipes us clean. And we came from the 12th density, and we were attacked by the reptilian beings, and we had to escape. So we escaped not to the universe. We escaped down into dimensions. So we went from the 12th to the 5th, which is why we are moving to the 5th, because this is where our family is. So right now we went from the 5th, and the 3rd is as low as it gets. We are in the lowest. It's the hardest. It's the worst place to be. It's the worst neighborhood to live. You know what I'm saying? So we want to get from here to the Hamptons. We want to
That's
go
an
to a nice area.
interesting way to explain it. I've heard people talk about that before. You know, third density and fifth density. That's interesting. That's interesting. Now, you had mentioned that it's a prison planet. So when people pass on, and we change form, we leave the physical body. Do we? What do you believe happens? Are we stuck in a cycle of coming back to this planet, or is there something
We
else?
had been. We let me just move this a little bit. We actually had been reincarnated, you know, over millions of years here, and there was no choice. It was and we would go to the moon. Inside the moon was a reincarnation machine, if you call it, and they would literally put us in the spin cycle and spin us back out here. And now I believe that's been turned off. So the game's over. I've been you. You've been me. You remember the Beatles song, "I am you and me and we are all together."
Yeah, yeah.
That's they knew it. They knew it then, too. So, I was the inquisitor. That was the prisoner, and then I was the prisoner. We've all been each other, and it's like Westworld. And as of 12/12, it should have been over. Probably Nibiru was supposed to destroy the planet. The game would have been over, but the planet wasn't destroyed, and we were off script, if you will. And now they're trying to wake. We are the light workers, and you and everyone else is trying to wake everyone up, and this is, a lot of the reasons for what's going on everywhere.
Talk about being destroyed, and you're talking about 2012. Is that in relation to the Mayan calendar?
Yeah, it's a matter. They knew that the reality we knew. Again, I think we were Westworld. I think we are clones of some sort, or whatever we are, and we've been here so many times. And I am beginning to remember who I was in my past incarnation and why I'm here. I'm here to help wake everyone up. Which is with the music and the movie. Again, the concert film I did is called the World Ascension Tour. It's on Amazon Prime. It's on Hulu. But we're having a film premiere promotion on the website scotthowardmusic.com, and instead of the $5.99 on Amazon or whatever it is, it's $4.32 on the website. But if you fill out a form on the website, you get a discount code, and you get an additional 55% off the price. So for $2 and change, you get to watch a good movie that actually, it's got good music, and it helps raise the family's frequency. So if you can get the whole family together, your Sky family, you get everyone together, the music's good. It's a story as well, so it's not just music, and it helps awaken. It helps, this disclosure and good things in there. Let's put it that way. And it's been censored on a couple of places, just because of the content. But it's got great reviews, both theatrically as well as from fans, and it's very inexpensive. And the soundtrack is in vinyl, and it's cool because the soundtrack's in 432. It's the very first record album ever in 432. So believe me, it's I didn't make thousands of them, but I made a bunch of them, and I didn't put it in. I didn't make it as a download. So you can't buy it as a download. You got to buy the record. So everyone's going to have to go out and buy turntables, which is what I had to do. I had to go out and buy a turntable to even listen to the promo records, which is actually here, which is another story in itself. Here. This was actually the record, and if you look at the record, for those of you that, my birthday is January 6th. Okay, what happened on January 6th? That was a crazy time, right? The date of this pressing was January 6th. The job number was 202, like 20256 or something. Whatever it is, everything was six. It's like too many sixes there, but still, 666 is not a bad number. It's just what they turned it into.
That's right.
But it was very interesting to see the way this was pressed. The lot number, that everything adds up to, for whatever reason. There, it's because if you think about it, 666 is really 18, and 18 1 + 8 is 9, and 9 is the ascended masters. So that's a good thing.
What was the turning point for you to make you want to make music to enlighten people? I mean, was it something, you've always been into music, or was it like during this awakening period, you just decided one day, or did you have some kind of a calling? What was it?
As a kid, growing up, my family was very much musically orientated. My mother was an opera singer, and she started an opera company, and I was, the stage hands, of course. As a kid, you have no choice. And we had something in the house called the Cousins Club. And these are things that we had back then that we should have now. But all the cousins would come and they'd stand around a piano and everyone would get a chance to sing and do something. And you'd be upstairs as a little kid listening to them downstairs. You're on the steps listening. And but back then, in those days, we got an instrument. In school, I got a trumpet, my first thing. And they get, I was in third grade or something, and I got a trumpet. It was mine. It was something to take care of. And I learned to read music. I learned to write music. I learned, you start using this side of the brain. It's a whole different world when we were kids. And I was good at that. And believe it, I ended up with the tuba, the sousaphone. So it gave me a bass line, and I played, in the jazz band and, all those things. And so I learned all that playing with others. It's always good to learn how to play with others, and which the kids don't know how to do today. They're actually kept isolated, and this is what we are now. They're trying to isolate us. You cannot be isolated. Do not allow them to isolate you. And so we were the exact opposite then growing up. And, we had baseball games and all those things, but still. Then my mother gave me the piano, and I just didn't like it. It didn't go with me. But a friend of hers played guitar, and it interested me. So she gave me lessons, and I really enjoyed it. And before I knew it, I think I was 9 years old or 10 years old in that area, and I started a band. And the band was it was called the Gemini 5 or Gemini 6 or something, really dating yourself then. And my first gig was at believe it or not, I had a gig at I think I was 10 years old, maybe 11, somewhere in that area. And we had a gig at a nonprofit school for children called Maimonides. And we were terrible. We were the worst bit, terrible. But the kids loved it. They just loved the music, and that's where they were, because they were handicapped kids. A lot of them had certain, I guess, whether it's palsies and whatever, and just went back and forth with the music. And right then and there is like, I want to help. I want to do something like that. I love music. I want to help mankind. But then I forgot, you grow up and life goes. I was writing music, a kid, but then life left, and then it came back. And the music was brought back to me. I think it was around, my 30s, late 30s, 40s. And so it was brought back. And then obviously this situation happened, and, Source, God, whatever you want to say, placed me there because I had been playing guitar for, 30 years. And this is what happened. So hopefully I've done a good enough job and people like what they hear.
Yeah. You guys jam. What are some of your musical inspirations?
Okay. I would say back then, initially, Cat Stevens, I enjoyed. I liked his storytelling abilities. Moody Blues, Crosby, Stills, Nash, of course, and like that. Beatles, of course. But I like the eclectic. Yes, I always loved that. I love the albums. I love the artwork of the album.
Yeah,
that's what I did with my album covers. All my album covers. This is one of them over here.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
This one actually. This was the Secret of Time, and I had a friend of mine draw it, and it had all the things I remember. But look at the clock. 9/11.
Wow.
You get the Twin Towers, and you got the Aurora 714s over here for those people that might remember. And you got the peace sign and all that stuff. So even back then, and this was me, I was performing at the Del Coronado Hotel in San Diego. And so I always wanted to put things in the album cover. So what I did on my CDs is I hid things, certain numbers, certain objects, certain things in the albums like the Beatles did. And the same thing with my newest album, which again is the World Ascension Tour, which is available now. Place your orders, and again, it's already on the Amazon, and all Film Hub and all that stuff. But go to the website scotthowardmusic.com, and you can probably save a lot of money, watch it. But again, the album is, I hope you like it. I hope it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's good. It's good, man. Hey, you were saying that you were gonna potentially, perform a song for us?
Okay.
What were you thinking on? And
Well, it depends upon how you feel. I think I could do Harvest Blessings if you like, and there's another one again I just wrote now, which is called Timelines in Our Mind. This song here, it's called The Lost Art of Truth. It's something that I wrote about a month ago. It was based on how I saw things going in the world, and it's actually going to be appearing on my next album called Angel Numbers. So. The country's beliefs been led astray. Pied Pipers are singing the same tune, or up to look the other way. Many who followed may not understand. It's fake truth, no substance, an empty plan. Mirrors of black magic try to checkmate the mogul's move. Stop a broken Liberty Bell, ringing the truth. This place we thought was sacred and safe has become a place of utter disgrace. The circus is trying to steal the show. These clowns are scary enough. His name is Sleepy Joe. Stealing our choices, no dominion safe. Evil's last act for the human race. They blame others for their deeds and wars. It's easy to see 2020. Now the truth is knocking at your door. At your door. At your door. Time for the darkness to burn up in the light. These crimes against humanity will be revealed tonight. These crimes are not time for them to be shown. Not 6 feet under, but 6 feet apart. It's our cue to stop the awakening part. Stop the awakening part. The stars aligned to end these crimes. History won't be allowed to repeat these times. A block, a chain will light their flame, by not counting the dead in their pets' names. See beyond the veil in fake news claims. The truth's blown of truth, beating the cruel insane. Stealing our thoughts, no dominion safe. Evil's last act for the human race. They blame others for the treason and wars. It's easy to see 2020. When the truth is knocking at your door. At your door.
It's your door. No, 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 no. Time for the darkness to burn up in the light. These times against humanity will be revealed tonight. These crimes are known. Time for them to be shown. Not 6 feet apart, but 6 feet under. Talk you. Stop the awakened part. Stop the awakened part. Sorry about that. Lost not a truth, a treasure found for all to pay. Hey, hey, hey. The trumpets will not play taps. We will win this day. The final test, we must be strong. The unseen miracles have been here all along. As future gifts are present for all, universal families and heavens on call to help when the storm is done, to see 2020 of what's to come. Sound the trumpets to open the door, see what we have been fighting for. What was hidden will always be shown. It's God's time to retake this throne. Country's beliefs been led astray. The Pied Pipers are playing the song of truth today. Lost art of truth, save our youth. Lost art of truth, save our youth now, 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 la, la, la. It's been a long time since I played that song.
That's deep. Nice job, man.
Thank you.
Jamming. That was awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. So, anytime you want to play another one, I'll play another. Now I'm all warmed up.
Yeah, man. Hey, I'll take another one, man. You want to play one more, and then we'll wrap this bad boy up. Yeah, that was awesome, man. Thank you.
Well, you get rough when I haven't touched that song for a while. So let's see. Let's see here. Yeah, the next song is called Timelines in Our Mind. Everyone was talking about timelines a couple of months back. You know, they were talking about making sure we were on the right timeline, and you know, if we're not on the right timeline, things could go bad. And you know, there was 2 timelines that by a certain time, you can go on the high one, which gets us to the fifth dimension, and all end up world wars and destruction. So I felt it was important to because obviously you can only say so much. I thought it was important, being supposedly music is the last bastion of free speech, to write these songs so I can teach and inform, and hopefully people will wake up, and obviously the frequency helps as well. So this is called Timelines in Our Mind, and so let me make sure I got the right chords here. Looks like I do, so I think we're okay.
All right. So. World where everything's concealed, fields where nothing is real. These memories, are they truly yours? The night skies are these distant stars. How many prisoners live on Mars? What is this reality? Nothing is real. World isn't right. Our life situations, but computer simulation. Open up your hidden eye. Look around. Silenced voices, stolen choices by a Geppetto clown. Are we this human race? Such crimes against humanity and disgrace. Hate and mistrust. Species like us shouldn't exist in a fairy tale. It's time to see. Mirror, mirror, this reflection can't be me. Must be known, are we like ants under a dome, harvested for adrenochrome? Na, 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 na. World's treason in deep state, country's voice, the crying rape. Tribunals decide Earth's demise or save mankind. Electroshock reality's mine. Mythical tale of rebirth. Last prison, planet Earth. Playbook unknown. You've never been alone. 17 famous fake deaths. God's biblical quest. Now completely awake. As Neo did escape. Pull triggers on buying. Where's the hunters? Biden. Princess Judas, deep state turncoat, Trojan traders, Vatican own vote. Fake facts, truths, Mars fools, believe in fake news. Timeline stolen, outcome changed. Geneva Convention, still defamed. Ask the rich you, pedo pope, high on adrenochrome and selling false hope. A lizard queen loses her head, they say. Mogul king dates dominion play. Demon
human bloodlust. Needs of the many outweigh the once the bad actors trusted. Now get more busted. Life, the world's insane. Comic and mess and to blame. What was hidden has always been there. The answer lies within no fear. Hollywood political elites, possibly a deceit. Okay, here we go. Time to rise, go inside the flesh. Your journey begins by stopping it so selfish. Seek and you shall find an uncomfortable state. The timeline in my mind. Timeline in our minds. Timeline in our minds. When you know the honest truth, you will be God's troubled youth. Is death a fact or beginning? We don't die, we just go on living. The old ways out of tune, no souls recycled in the moon. Enter Santa's rule, all patriots of Q. All heads turn, so many asleep. The event bell tolls, right, counting sheep, exposing the truth to the blind. The first time awakening to humankind. 3D lock meets the key. Finally, here comes 5D. Timelines in my mind. Whoa, 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 whoa. Timelines in our minds. World with nothing is an unknown. Fields where there are no GMOs are grown. This is our reality, manifested by you and me. Our true history now unhidden. Universe open for all to live in. So many miracles to see. Star Trek's real and Stargate SG. No. Born sacrifice by elite, human gods of clay feet. Those humankind have kept their pace. It's harvest time to a higher. Look in the mirror and be. Shine the light and welcome your sky family. All your timelines will combine to the highest timeline. Highest timeline. Yeah. Timelines in my mind.
It's good, man. Nice job.
And that was Timelines in Our Minds.
Okay, I'm gonna For one question. We'll close with one more question. Then I'll ask that you maybe share your information one more time to where
Now, if
people
you
can
don't like
find
the
you.
song, you don't have to put it in. You can just put the Written in the Clouds, whatever you
Oh,
want.
they're going in. They're going in. They were good, man. They were good.
Okay.
Excellent. Um, so my final question to you: what do you think our purpose is on Earth, and what is it going to take us to get to 5D?
Be beeped and say it again. What do you think?
What do you think our purpose is here on Earth, and what is it going to take for us to get to 5D?
I think our purpose here on Earth is we were sent here millions of years ago to rescue this planet. This planet was taken over and it was in bondage. And there was a scream out across the universe for help. And we were sent, you, I, many, about 4 billion light souls were sent here. But we forgot why we were here because we came through the birth canal. We came from fifth density, well, 12th down to fifth, and then from fifth. Just imagine being Superman in the 12th density and then being told you're going to lose everything. You're going to lose your memory, your mind, who you were, what you could do.
Right.
And this is what us sent here to save this world. And now it's happening. And everyone's memory is going to come back. We're going to realize what we're here for. People are seeing things now. They don't understand what they're seeing, and they're afraid. So hopefully my songs, my music will help. Because it's obviously everything we discussed was in the songs, in the lyrics. It's there to open up. It's there to awaken. And hopefully, they'll enjoy that, and they'll enjoy the movie and so on. And, so I can say that's why we're here and what it's going to take. You have to meditate. The most important thing, you got to meditate at least twice a day if you can. You got to detox. You got to chlorella. You got to do the foot baths that detox the heavy metals. You've got to get the heavy metals out of your body. I have those pads, the Chinese pads that you can put on your feet, but I also have the bath with the coil, the magnetic coils that when you're done, the water's like mud. And then you've got to stop eating meat. You've got to anything that had a face or a heart, you can't eat. You can have fish, you can have eggs, but you can't eat meat. It lowers your vibration. You've got to raise your vibration. You got to listen to my music, or 432, whatever it is. But hopefully, my music helps, people on their journey, or it begins people on their journey.
Right.
And so that's the most important thing is you've got to purge yourself of all the crap, and you got to stop watching MSM-TV. It's the most important
absolutely.
thing because it lowers your vibration immediately. You're listening to 440 frequency first of all, and then you're all listening to the same stuff over and over again. So it's the message is there to bring you down and make you think that there's no hope, and we've already won. The hope is it's you don't realize, but all good news is ahead of us, and literally your family is here. I mean, they're above, they're below, the clouds. Read my book when it comes out. It's called The Language of Clouds. It'll be out probably in the next 2-3 weeks, and you'll
It'll be available on
Amazon.
Amazon.
And believe me, it's going to blow your mind. You have the pictures, so you'll be able to put some of them on the website and and answer that questions. But again, on my website, scotthowardmusic.com, you can go there for the film premiere promotion, which is $4.32 for the film. And if you go to the site and fill out the form there, and leave your email address, we'll email you back the discount code. You get another 55% off the rate. So you can't, for a family, you can get anything for $2.20, 20 cents for 20 for a whole family. And again, the soundtrack is in vinyl, so it's very cool. It's really, really cool.
That's dope.
I went out and bought one of those turntables. I think it's called Music Hall. I bought a Music Hall turntable. They're about $300-400 or something, but a great turntable. I couldn't even listen to my own, music when I got it from the guy. It took longer, obviously, because everyone's closed. But again, you got to get rid of fear. No fear. That's what the meditation's for. get back to nature. You know, when you meditate, you know, go to the mountains, go to the trees, go outside, whatever you got to do. You know, but and you got to be, you know, grateful. You know, and realize there's just amazing things coming our way. And things are happening, even though you don't see it. They're happening. I'm telling you, the wonderful things are happening in the background. But we, as a race, have got to, that we're ready. You know, that we want to help. We just can't sit back and say, okay, save me, because this ain't going to happen. You know, they won't save you. You've got to save yourself, and that way is you got to be prepared. You got to, and how do you prepare? You got to detox. You got to meditate. You know, and you got to, you know, start being happy, and you know, buy silver. That's what I would do. You know?
Excellent. Well, hey, man, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for coming on the show, and I'm taking the time out and sharing your music with us. It's great stuff.
Thank you, my friend. I like